Welcome to the Rewards Master. Nona and I just took a trip from Dubai all the way to Berlin in business class on Qatar Airways. And if you've heard about Qatar business class, they're often touted as the best business class in the world. Now that's particularly for their product called the Qsuites, which we were not able to fly. We tried to find one, but they have a lot of different configurations. But we still had a great experience. Wanted to tell you all about their non-Qsuites. We flew on two different airplanes on the little short 45-minute flight from Dubai to Doha. We flew on the A350. And then on the other flight that we took, the long flight to Berlin from Doha, we flew on the 787-900. And both of them were a little bit different configuration of business class. They were both, of course, business class and very good, but we're going to tell you all about it. So if you would hit the like and subscribe button and stick with us for a minute. So even though the first flight was only 45 minutes, you do get the full business class experience.
Yes.
I think Nona was most surprised because they fed us lunch.
Well, we only had 45 minutes, so normal flights in domestic, we would be just, maybe if we're lucky to get a drink service or just water. But here, they went full-fledged and got our meal ordered and brought us a meal and had it all cleaned up within that 45-minute, 47-minute flight. So I was kind of impressed and surprised.
And the meal was really pretty good. They were it was kind of like a little bit of a condensed meal for business class because it had like little bowls and they were very high quality, but little bowls with the different meat and maybe potatoes or rice as a base. So that was really good. But it was kind of neat because we got to experience their business class product on two different aircraft types. And I wouldn't say, do you think one was better than the other? I think they were just different, but...
Yeah, they were pretty similar.
Then we landed in Doha, and this is where the real adventure began. Because regardless of how good or not good the business class product was, oh my... Because our business class flight from Dubai over to Doha was ticketed as a first class flight, we were able to go into the Safwa First Class Lounge in Doha, and oh my, we know lounges. We went into 102 lounges last year. We've been to some of the best lounges on earth. We've been to the Turkish Airlines lounge over in Istanbul. We've been to fantastic business. We're sitting here right now in another business class lounge. We absolutely have been to some lounges, and I'm telling you, we were just in awe. They must have thought we were a bunch of country bumpkins just walking around, just staring at the waterfalls, the cascading waterfalls, beautiful. The 3 bathroom attendants. It was unbelievable. But what was the most amazing about it?
Well, of course, the food. I can't say enough about the food.
We have seldom eaten at really high-end restaurants, but we have eaten, when I say high-end, Ruth's Chris and things, Morton's, things like that. And I think we've had one Michelin restaurant experience, but this is the best food that I've ever had. How about you?
What was so funny is we ate on the flight, and then afterward we were why did we do that? So I'm telling you right now, don't eat on the flight if you're on that short flight because the food at the lounge is next level. This is one of our crazy trips that we like to talk about, and several experiences happened on this crazy trip. It was our best hotel stay and our best lounge stay, for sure. Far above, no comparison.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, so the food that we ordered we had some raviolis. They were the best raviolis I've ever had.
It's like a mushroom ravioli.
Yeah, it was a mushroom ravioli. But then the fella said, well, I need to bring you the Wagyu medallions. So he brought us,
We had the best waiter too. He was so like, I know you're full, but you got to try this. You got to try that. So even though we came and sat down not really hungry, we got to sample a bunch of stuff, and I thought that was really neat.
yeah, and so he brought us these Wagyu medallions. Wagyu beef, the most expensive, best quality
We
beef
ended up
in the
getting
world.
two.
And we ordered a second one. And he would have brought us 20 of them if we would have wanted. And I'm telling you, you cut it with your fork and it just melts in your mouth. It was the best beef I've ever had. And then
And then he was excited. He's like, but you have to try the prawns. You
yeah,
have to
it was
try-"
like a chili lime tiger prawns or something like that.
Yes,
And he
so
brought them, and they were these gigantic, they were like lobster tails. They were so big. And I'm telling you, and I eat shrimp everywhere. And these were unbelievable.
Now, Bob will say that they're the best shrimp we've ever had, and I am saying it is a rival. However, I still think my Maui shrimp was the best.
Yeah, the food trucks at the Maui airport. I know that sounds wild, but that's some of the best shrimp on
We're
earth.
going to go back to Maui just for those.
Yeah, those are pretty awesome. So, the lounge though, it has a big full spa. That's not included in the lounge. Of course, it's an extra fee, but they have their own duty-free shop. It is unbelievable.
In the lounge. So
And it-
not even the one in the airport.
And it's not even just a sit-down restaurant. There's a sushi bar.
Yeah.
There is a full food bar also. But just the level of service, the beauty, it is unbelievable.
They even had its own family area. So not only are you in this lounge and it's very quiet, calming. I mean, the waterfalls going. It's almost like you're in a spa, to be honest. But then they had this separate area for family, and they had family suites where you can go, where it's couches and chairs and video games and things for the kids to play on. But what was nice about it is it kept the main area of the lounge still in that very calming, surreal, relaxing environment. It was really nice.
So when it comes to the flight itself, the seats on Qatar Business Class, their non-Qsuites version it's just as good as almost every other business class. I mean, we've flown on Polaris Business Class. We've flown on Iberia Business Class, which is way Turkish. Yeah, we've flown on Turkish. This seat was better than the Turkish Business Class.
Yeah.
It was better than British Airways.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say it was comparable to some of the others.
Like Polaris.
Yeah, it's a good lay-down seat. You got plenty of room. The footwell was big and wide. Now, when it came to the entertainment system, it was better. We had just flown in on Etihad, and Etihad was a tremendously luxurious experience.
Etihad seemed a little bit more elegant, but every amenity was the same. It's just their coloring and the look of everything seemed a little more elegant.
Right, and Qsuites might have been even more than that. That's what I hear, at least from people. So, but yet, this business class, I would say it's the equal of other business classes. It was really, really good. The bed was comfortable. They had fantastic bedding and blankets. Now, when it came to the entertainment system, they had more shows than Etihad did. It was a big, big IFE screen and had lots and lots of options. Now, when you made the seat down into a bed, it was very comfortable. You slept more than I did. I kind of just watched shows. But did you think it was comfortable?
Yes, it was very comfortable. Of course, I'm a shorter person than Bob, so I never really have trouble with length. Sometimes, actually, on one of the flights, I had more trouble with making my feet reach, and that was in the Turkish. Remember, it was so far away I couldn't reach it. But not in this one. This was comfortable. It made out into a good-sized bed. No complaints. I wanted to show you all the amenity kit. Got some really cool pajamas. The thing that we liked about the pajamas is it was like joggers, so it was around our ankle, tight instead of just being open. So we really liked that. And but then also too, we got these amenity kits. Bob, he got kind of a male-looking one. It was a male square bag. I actually already put it in my suitcase, so unfortunately I don't have it for you. But on the women, they gave these. And I thought that was a pretty nice looking bag. So let's take a look. It's got some compression socks, which I really appreciate because sometimes I forget mine. And then inside the socks, it has your eye mask and some earplugs. which is so helpful when you're flying. Oh, inside this little bag, it's got your lotions, just kind of a fresh lotion. And this is just another type of lotion. And this one's for your lips. This is different. I believe this is a face mist to help you feel fresh. So again, we always love to show the fun things that you get when you fly business class. I like this one.
So the food was a step above, in my opinion, what food typically is on business class flights. Now, I won't say it's the best food we've ever had, but it's certainly, in my opinion, and I'll let you talk about it too, but in my opinion, it was above what we experience in several other business classes.
Yes, I did too. Now, I definitely wouldn't say it's the best we've had, but by far not the worst. I think I had the steak, and it had like some potatoes and asparagus, so it was really good. And then they also brought a little candle light that came and sat at our table, so that was kind of cute. I would say above average.
Yeah, I had a cod dish, a fish dish. It was really good. I mean, it was tasty. I mean, it's presented with a little candlelight. It's very elegantly presented. It was a high class. The last thing we talk about is the service. The service was out of this world. In fact, I thought Nona was just going to become best friends with her flight attendant over there. They were just chatting it up and talking about everything. Where are y'all from? What do you do? And I mean, just really, really, really pleasant.
What was really nice too is we were talking to her about wanting to do the Qsuites, and she was telling me what seats to get if we ever do book a Qsuite flight. So I wrote them down, which I thought was really neat. So she was kind of giving me some insider information on which ones to pick, so that way we would be together. Because sometimes it's a gamble. Sometimes you get on a plane and you think you're picking, A and B, and A and B are not right next to each other, or they're not going the same direction, or something like that. So I really appreciated. She was a lot of fun.
Yeah, everything we wanted, they were right there on the spot. So I guess we'll give our review now. We always look at 5 different things. We always look at lounge, seat, service, amenity kit, and food. And we rank them 1 to 5, 5 being the best. So a perfect score would be 25. We've never had a business class with a perfect score before, but we've had some really, really good ones in the past. So let's work through them each one by one, and I'll give my score, and then Nona will give her score. And when it comes to the lounge, I don't even know what to say.
It's not even a 5. It's a 10.
Yeah,
maybe even a 20.
I mean, we should give extra credit to Qatar because that lounge, but that's not how this works. But it is a 5 plus.
Yep.
Unbelievable lounge experience.
Yep,
and that's all that can be said about it. When it comes to the seat, I would give the seat a 4 because that's kind of, to me, what a good business class lounge seat is comfortable. So I would give it a 4. What would you think?
I don't know. I would have to say 5. I've only had one real negative seat in doing all of these different business class. So to me, it was just as comfortable. It was newer. It had good length for me. So I actually would give it a 5.
Well, remember, we haven't flown Qsuites yet, so maybe we would have to revisit that. But I say a 4, she says a 5. When it comes to the service, the Qatar service was out of this world good. It was just as good as the best ones we've had. The best ones we've had are Qatar, Etihad, and definitely Turkish. So I give it a 5 along with those competitor airlines.
I agree. 5.
On the amenity kit, I got to give it a 5 on that too. I think it's much nicer than some of the others.
I really liked it. The bag was kind of stylish. I liked that we had different bags, one that met more of a male style, and then the other one was the female style. I really thought they were nice. And the stuff on the inside was pretty normal and average, but definitely a bag I might reuse. And a lot of times I can't say that. So I definitely liked it. So definitely a 5.
And when it comes to food, well, this is one of those things like you might give it a 5 because you haven't been on Qsuites when it comes to seats, but on the food, because we have been on Turkish, I'm going to give it a 4. It was really good food. Not quite Turkish food, but it was really, really good food.
And I'll agree with that too. It was good.
And so when you add all of that up, out of 25, Nona gave it a 24. And I gave it a 23. So that's an average of 23 and a half. Out of 25 total, that is just an incredible, incredible airline. And we weren't in their Qsuites. So that tells you how much we enjoyed our flight on Qatar Business Class. So if you've flown them before, please let us know down in the comments. We would love to hear what you thought when you flew Qatar. Thanks for being here with us. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you here next time.